This is America in Space, a weekly news and information program on current events dealing with the space industry.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor. SpaceX's gigantic Starship vehicle, the most powerful rocket ever built, lifted off April 20th from the company's Starbase facility in Texas on its first ever fully stacked test flight. Here's a clip of the launch.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, chamber pressure is nominal.
+33 seconds into the test flight of the inaugural Starship vehicle. Tower cleared, we're into pitch over. Propulsion reports first stage engines nominal. What a sight from the ground cameras at Starbase. We're flying at twice the thrust of the Saturn V heading to space.
Authorization of signal, Corpus Christi.
We're throttled down and throttled back up. Going through the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure. As the velocity increases, the density of the atmosphere is decreasing.
Max Q.
Lessening stress on the vehicle. The call out, Max Q now. Continuing to watch the first stage as we head downrange. "100 seconds into flight. Our next major activity is going to be shutdown of the first stage. The Houston tracking station now acquiring the vehicle. With shutdown, we will get separation of Starship from Super Heavy and ignition of the Starship engines. When Starship separates, we light up 6 engines in a staggered sequence. If all goes well, those 6 engines will burn for almost 6.5 minutes. Onboard view from Starship. And there's views of the Raptor engines on the second stage as we prepare for stage separation. Now after stage separation, the first stage will flip and begin a boost back maneuver for landing in the Gulf. Continuing to fly, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Let's get ready for main engine cutoff.
Booster engine cutoff.
Beginning to flip for stage separation.
As of right now, we are awaiting stage separation, where Starship should separate from the Super Heavy booster.
The spacecraft performed well on its debut test flight, reaching a maximum altitude of 24 miles. Ultimately, the first stage separation did not occur and the rocket began tumbling, ending in the vehicle's forced destruction high over the Gulf of Mexico approximately 4 minutes after launch. This was referred to by SpaceX as a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. Now, despite the rocket's rapid, unscheduled disassembly, the employees gathered at SpaceX's headquarters in Hawthorne, California to watch the launch let out a massive cheer at Starship's demise, celebrating the gains made on its first ever liftoff. Here's a clip of Starship's demise.
Yeah, Kate, right now it looks like we saw the start of the flip, but obviously we're seeing from the ground cameras the entire Starship stack continuing to rotate. We should have had separation by now. Obviously, this is does not appear to be a nominal situation.
Yeah, it does appear to be spinning, but I do want to remind everyone that everything after clearing the tower was icing on the cake. test flight.
Everyone here absolutely pumped to clear the pad and make it this far into the test flight, the first integrated flight of the booster and the Starship vehicle.
Live view there of our control center at Starbase, which we refer to as Star Command. As we said before, obviously we wanted to make it all the way through, but to get this far, honestly, is amazing.
Well, if you're just joining us, Starship just experienced what we call a rapid unscheduled disassembly, or a RUD, during ascent. But now this was a development test. This is the first test flight of Starship, and the goal was to gather the data, and as we said, clear the pad and get ready to go again. So you never know exactly what's going to happen, but as we promised, excitement is guaranteed. And Starship gave us a rather spectacular end to what was truly an incredible test thus far.
The launch provided a lot of data for future Starship launches. Successes included that despite the shutdown or failure to ignite of 6 of the 33 methane-fueled Raptor engines on the Super Heavy booster, the rocket did reach a maximum altitude of 24 miles and supersonic speed of 1,340 miles per hour. The test flight continued beyond the point of maximum aerodynamic pressure, or max Q, when the vehicle had to endure the harshest structural loads on its ascent. The Starship lost control around 2 minutes into the mission. It veered from its planned flight corridor and began to tumble until an autonomous flight termination system blew up the rocket 4 minutes after liftoff. There were no people or operational payloads on board the rocket. So even though Starship may not have achieved all of its objectives, it had an amazing first flight that will provide lots of data and lessons learned for its next flight. Elon Musk tweeted the day after launch, "Looks like we can be ready to launch again in 1 to 2 months. Wow. Who knows, we may get to see another Starship launch that soon. Thank you for joining me. Remember each Tuesday to join David Denault for America's Return to Space, and join me every Friday for America in Space. From the Florida Space Coast, I'm Dawn Meyer, Space Coast News Editor for About Space Today.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to share our program with your family and friends and follow us on Facebook. Join us each week for news and information on America in Space.